Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back. It is Tuesday, May 31st, 2022, which also happens to be my birthday. First, just a really big note of thanks. My phone was blown up all day, and Facebook and Twitter blew up all day with all of those wonderful people from all around the world wishing me a happy birthday, and it really was one. Very simple birthday, which is what I prefer. I had a nice dinner with my children and wife, and cake and cupcakes with the boys who sang me happy birthday, and it was awesome. And a side note, these are new glasses. I know they look like the old ones, but they're brand new. Xavier, my youngest son, found these and said, these are like daddy wears, and it's his birthday. We got to get these for him, Mom. So thank you, Xavier, for kind and thoughtful gift. You know, like he knew exactly what I would like. Always need extra pairs too. So there we have it. It's my birthday. I had a very busy weekend at the cabin, which explains why I'm behind in many things. And I thought I would broadcast last night, but I got in late from the cabin and other things. Just been extremely busy. So I titled tonight's show as The Flying Saucer Turns, Attack of the UFO Drama Queen Liars, because it would appear that the drama continues and it gets worse and worse. But we're going to start off tonight actually with an example that doesn't involve me for once of UFO drama, because there are people all over Twitter that are right now claiming that John Greenwald from Jr. from the Black Vault is creating drama over this New York UAP discussion video. And we're going to share it and we're going to talk about it because I think that, you know, it's interesting that people accuse people of creating drama when all they're doing is commenting on the shithole that people have pushed their own self into. For those unaware, this New York UAP discussion guy, he overhyped and underdelivered. We've talked about this before. In order to get a big following, you gotta overhype. And inevitably, that means that you're gonna underdeliver. So apparently, New York UAP discussion was in possession of some government taxpayer-funded footage, and he sold it back to the people in the form of hype and tickets at something called UFO MegaCon. And I just want to say that I make this joke every year when both AlienCon and MegaCon come up. I always say the same thing. Did they name it on purpose so that they could say we have truth in advertising, asking for a friend? And yes, I've heard it all before. I know con is short for convention. But when you are the purveyor of something called UFO MegaCon and you endlessly hype up some garbage UFO footage, and then it turns out to be garbage UFO footage when everybody sees it. And by the way, I haven't seen all four. I've seen the one, which turns out to most likely be birds. And I would bet my house that that is birds. You could clearly see flapping when you zoom in on the so-called UAPs. If you can clearly see flapping and a white object when somebody's claiming that it's UAPs, it's pretty likely that it's birds, man. And so I'm going to share my screen. I don't know that I need to cite fair use, but we will anyway. This is public Twitter posts. So sometimes this UFO drama, I think there needs to be drama. Somebody needs to say things, right? And kudos to John for having some balls and saying this is garbage, essentially. But we're going to see the post and read some of the thread replies because I thought this was funny. People are accusing him of creating drama when all he's doing is commenting that, well, here, we'll read it. Okay, so New York UAP discussion says, thank you, everyone. I know it's not the HD footage many want, but every little step forward brings us closer to the answers we seek. Boy, what a great way to spin this. The debrief media has been critical at making this happen, and they delivered in a major way. Also, a big thanks to Carl Vibe for all he has done. First of all, I tried to read the debrief article, and I counted on one page of a maybe 300 or 400 word article about this footage, there is something like 16 animated ads. And I just want to tell the debrief or anybody else, if you're going to go and be in legacy multimedia, and that's what I call these people who are still writing things. It's a multimedia world. Nobody wants to read anymore. Remember blogs? Those are gone, right? Nobody wants to read anymore. People want videos. But there are these legacy sites that will still print articles, and then they fill them with so many ads that it's an incredible annoyance to just read a very short article. I'm not going to do it. So we would share it here, but there's so many ads on it, it's unviewable. It's unreadable. So John Greenwald Jr. says it's not the HD footage people wanted because it was hyped as something it wasn't. I got numerous emails to buy tickets to a conference called MegaCon to see the footage. And here is something that we should talk about. John says you took government taxpayer funded footage and sold it back to the people in the form of hype and tickets. For those that don't recall, New York UAP discussion was hyping up this footage for months and months and months. And then somehow he gets to speak at UFO MegaCon, and if you buy a ticket to UFO MegaCon, you're going to see this incredible new footage. And again, the footage turned out to be, I believe it's birds, and we'll show some of this video. Yeah, and people here are largely agreeing with John, asking how did Avi Loeb get on board for this fiasco? Maybe he's a grifter like everyone else. Somebody is attacking him, John, because he's calling this person out for asking for money for this garbage bird footage. John says, I don't require super chats to ask me anyway. That's voluntary, and I show what it goes to. If you know anything about my channel, I have shows where I do nothing but take toll-free calls that pay me nothing, and I have a great time. Thank you. Take your unfounded accusations elsewhere. Witness Citizen even says, I agree with John for the most part on this one. Debrief advocates the need for the L and move on. The video effing sucks. Of course, we want HD. We've been looking at the same trash footage for years. This is the parent that privately hypes up the star player gets hurt, so their kid has secretly hopes that their star player gets hurt, so their kid has a shot at more playing time. This person's throwing shade, of course, on John from the Black Vault and Stephen Greenstreet. Because God forbid we call out the bullshittery in this so-called UFO community. I love that term, UFO community. It's not a community. I keep on saying this, and I'm going to keep on hammering home. This is not a community. It is a bunch of money-grubbing scammers and victims. That's what it is. Brian David says, despicable people. Chase Coots says this, and this one made me crack up, laugh out loud, really. He says, look, it's the best footage we have of bad footage of birds, okay? Somebody else remembering Jaime Maussan's $99 pay-per-view, right? So what do you guys think? Is John from the Black Vault creating this drama, or is he just commenting on the hole that this person, New York UAP discussion, pushed them? This guy pushed himself off his own cliff, hyping up this footage. And we can see this time and time again. All these guys do it. You got to overhype and underdeliver. Remember Jeremy Corbell with these this big drop's coming this Friday. Turns out to be garbage footage of something that it's not, and it's hyped up as something that it's not. This is what I've been saying. These people all hype things up as something it's not. They have to do that because they have to overpromise and they have to underdeliver. Now, as far as the footage, I don't understand how anybody could have looked at that and thought, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to sell this footage to people. I'm gonna get involved with the UFO convention, and I am going to ask for people's money to see this incredible footage that I have. Again, we're going to cite fair use. Let me put up my fair use banner. I don't know this person, and people love to copyright strike if you're critical of their garbage. And this footage, I haven't seen the other three because I guess you still have to pay to see those. I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know. Inbox me. How can we see the other three pieces of footage? Because unless those other three pieces of footage are really, really substantially incredible, breathtaking even, I would say that this borders on consumer fraud. First of all, the videos are taxpayer funded. Those are government videos. This person selling them to a UFO convention does not own the rights to these videos. We all do. We all paid for them in the form of taxpayer funded whatever. It's plane footage from, or I'm sorry, it's from a helicopter, but a government helicopter. Somebody getting that footage, giving it to a UFO guy who then sells it to people. There's got to be something wrong with that. Are you just allowed to take government taxpayer-funded footage and make money off of it? I don't know. Ask this guy. Ask Jeremy Corbell, because that's what these people are doing. They're taking government-funded footage, and then they're profiting from it. And they all do the same thing. Take this shitty government grainy-ass footage, hype it up as something it's not, and then make money off of it. And when you get caught over-promising and under-delivering, you got to do a Cosmic Con shuffle off for a little while and find some new stupid fake stories to sell the true believers. But this is where we're at, and this is where we find ourselves now. About that footage, before anybody harshly judges John from the Black Belt or says he's drumming up drama, we're going to take a look at it. And this is fair use. This is a transformative work. We're educating the public, and I believe that we're perfectly within our rights to share this video, considering it's a taxpayer-funded video, and that person, New York UAP discussion, does not own this footage. The taxpayers own this footage. So here we go. All right. Somebody zoomed in a little bit. Yeah, those little specks in the distance. That's what we're seeing. Now we'll see it zoomed. Clearly, you see flapping wings when the footage is zoomed in, even just a little bit. Now, my question, of course, is, didn't this New York UAP guy do that? He doesn't have a video editor. He couldn't zoom in on it a little bit and then go, oh, I see flapping wings. This is just birds. I won't sell this to people for cash because it's not a UAP. It's a bird, right? And people are still arguing over whether it's birds or not. Clearly, you can see flapping wings when you zoom in on this footage. So I don't understand how this isn't consumer fraud, hyping this up for months as UFO or UAP footage from the government. And this guy went on a real limb here because he said he had physicists and image analysts look at it, and they all said it wasn't birds. I'd like their names. Who are these physicists? Who are these image analysts who are telling you this isn't birds? Because I'm no image analyst or physicist. But clearly, we're going to see in a moment again, when this footage is zoomed in even just a little bit, you clearly see flapping wings. A white object and flapping wings. I'm guessing seagulls. I'd like to know where the footage was taken, because if it's taken near a bay or an ocean, there's a major possibility that this footage is just seagulls. But hey, don't let that stop the UAP money train. You got to sell it. No, it's not birds. It's UAP. It's a UFO, man. This must be aliens. There's no other explanation. And the flapping wings is a giveaway that there is another explanation. This is garbage. So what do we think? Is John from the Black Vault at fault for creating drama here? He created this drama? Or is it clear that he's just commenting on the drama that this idiot caused himself by overhyping and under-delivering garbage footage of birds taken from a gun camera footage and profiting from it? Right? I think that some people are worthy of a little bit of drama thrown their way. They created, when you set yourself up for things like this. If you overpromise and you underdeliver. Oh, look at that. Jason M. with a kind and generous 1999. Thank you very much for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. He says, Truth Seekers is the voice of truth and reason we all need. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Well, according to some people, I'm a liar and a hoaxer, and we're going to get into that next, Jason M., because the drama-rama continues. And like I said, this last week, I got attacked. It's the attack of the UFO drama queen liars, right? Now, granted, I create some of my own drama. I do. Well, thank you, Jason, for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. Let us not forget to thank you for praising the cash, friends. Praise the cash.
This is Trixie from Truthseekers, thanking you for your generosity. I'm gonna praise the cash so hard, I'm gonna teleport myself on board a sexy tic-tac UFO. Thank you for your generosity.
Thank you very much, Trixie, and thank you to all our kind and generous benefactors. Which reminds me, I always say I'm going to do this. We're going to do it tonight. I want to remind everybody that you can become a member on Patreon, or excuse me, you can become a member on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, but you can become a channel member now here, and that will enable you to also get the PayPal benefits plus some YouTube benefits. I'm going to see my members here. So we're going to shout out all our kind and generous members. They've become Praise the Cash members. We have Tina Teeden is a member. We have Carolyn Barnett is a member. We have Andy Cartier. We have Frapsap. We have Annie Kurtz. We have Babs Williamson. We have Gary Arnold. We have Firmbulax. We have Reload, and Sidvich have become channel members, and they get the Patreon benefits plus some additional channel memberships, and they get a member badge and priority in the live chat and all of that, all those goodies. So thank you for all of you guys for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. So another one here. Let me see if we can find that. Lord Ludicrous Plaid is here with the kind and generous $9.99 super chat. It says happy birthday and cheers. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support as well. Long-time show supporter, Lord Ludicrous Plaid. Much appreciated. Right? David Bucky says, hey, we can all be right. They could be blue avian ETs flying around up there. But I doubt it. So back to the drama-rama. I'm at a loss, and it's my birthday. I'm not going to get pissed off today. I'm in too good a mood. But when people are out there flapping their gums, talking shit, and just straight lying and said shit you never said, you have to defend yourself. Right? And so, for those unaware, there's a timeline to what happened here. I got in an argument with Third Phase of Moon, and that was last week. So after that, Rich from Goofon decided to put me on blast. Then he told everybody that I started this. First of all, no, I had a disagreement or an argument with your puppet masters, Third Phase of Moon. You weren't there. Had nothing to do with you, truly. Though I would tell him to his face that he carries their water. He makes excuses for all the fake shit they keep getting caught with, and he defends them constantly, no matter how terrible a thing they get caught doing, no matter how stupid and fake something they get caught pushing as more than it is turns out to be. Rich from Goofon has to defend them. But I didn't get in an argument with Rich from Goofon. I got in an argument with Third Phase of Moon on Alien Scientist Channel. I put a clip of that on our show here. I don't even think I mentioned Rich. And if I did, I may have just said, Rich defends your garbage. But my argument was with Third Phase of Moon. So he can lie and say that I started this disagreement between us. I didn't start any disagreement between me and Rich. He started that disagreement when he put me on blast for 2 days. So, one of the things here, too, that's very important is that Rich is just simply not a man of his word. Because Rich said, hey, of course, you got to use the talking points. They haven't hoaxed anything in 5 years. He all but admits they used to hoax a lot of shit and fake a lot of shit, but they haven't done it in 5 years. So somehow we're all supposed to forgive them and move on. And I believe every man deserves a road to redemption. But when you say you've changed, when you say you're doing things the right way, and yet you still keep getting caught pushing fake shit, that proves you're full shit. You didn't change at all. You're lying to everybody to try to continue with the grift. So one of the things that Rich said was that if they had been caught faking things or hoaxing things anytime in the past few years while he was with them, he just couldn't associate with them. He couldn't associate with them if they got caught pushing a hoax or fake shit. Now, I'm sure the excuses are going to come now. He's going to say, well, they didn't intentionally hoax. Bullshit. They manipulate everything. They hype up things that in 5 minutes that you could tell in 5 minutes for some of the shit that they put out, it's fake. It's not what they say it is. Any decent researcher or investigator could spend 5 minutes and figure it out. Tonight we're going to see an example of that, and he's going to have to make new excuses. I love it. Get those excuses ready. Suddenly, somebody's going to need a day off while he gets the talking points for how to defend the latest garbage bullshit. And by the way, he lied to everybody and said, I had to go back 8 years to find examples of them faking shit. No. I did find examples of them faking shit and lying through their teeth 8 years ago, saying they were in an entirely different country than they were actually in, doing a special report. But that wasn't the point. I actually found something from February of 2022, a fake story that they pushed. But Rich says they haven't. I can't find any examples of recent fakery, fraudery, or bullshittery. That's what he says. And he says that if they got caught doing any of that, he just couldn't associate with them. Right here, you can see that this is a weasel maneuver. This is a weasel thing to do, right? Because now he's going to slither out of this shit, but we got it clipped. Here's what he said about if anybody could catch third phase faking shit, hoaxing shit, or pushing fake shit. Here's what he actually said.
And, it is what it is now. The last 5 years, I've been a part of it for just about 3. If there were any hoaxes by them, I wouldn't be able to associate with them, at least business-wise. If there were any hoaxes by them, I wouldn't be able to associate with them, at least business-wise. And they don't pay me.
And by the way, I love the laughing lions. I see a lot of laughing lions in Rich's future if he continues down this dark and dangerous path, especially calling me a liar, misleading people, putting words in my mouth, saying I said shit I never said, going on that defense tour. We got to go on other friendly shows to third phase and tell them all that Steve Cambion is the bad guy, right? He's the bad guy because he can point out that they faked a lot of shit. He's the problem, not my puppet masters. That's what he said. And by the way, after he said they don't pay me, he then went on to explain exactly how they pay him. You see the double speak, right? You gotta shovel everything in. You gotta construct a carefully constructed narrative so that you could do the damage control and continue to reap the benefits of all of that third phase, I guess, subscribers and views that he gets from them. And by the way, he also took a shot at my numbers. Hey, bro, I don't have a channel with 800,000 subscribers shoveling subscribers and views my way. You do. And your numbers are not much better than mine, bro. And I'm doing all this shit myself. And I haven't sold my soul to fakers, frauders, and bullshitters. But remember, let's get back to the fact that he said, I have to go back 8 years to find examples of them faking or hoaxing shit. But before we do, realize the language. The language is very important because he said if they were hoaxing things, and now he's going to weasel. That's what he's going to do. He's going to weasel and slither like a snake out of that comment. That's what he's going to do. He's going to just keep slithering around what he said. Oh, well, they didn't intentionally hoax it. Oh, well, that story may have been fake, but somebody else sent it to them. Oh, the video may have been fake, but somebody else sent it to them. They didn't know it was fake when they put it out, even though 5 minutes of research could show you that the video was fake, and they don't do 5 minutes of research. And look, telling people, lying through your teeth and telling people that they've changed and that people can't find recent examples of them faking shit is disingenuous. It's to the audience. It's dishonest to the audience, and he knows this to be the case. They fake things constantly. They put out fake stories that are manipulated nonsense that they know aren't what they claim they are. Here's what I predicted last week. I said more people are going to reach out to me and show me recent examples, and we have one now. We have Astral Citizens with an incredible video, and it's called Debunking Random Internet UFOs. Now, there's 3 random UFO videos in this that he debunks, and 2 of the 3 of them are recent fake shit videos put out by Third Phase of Moon. But remember, I'm the bad guy here because I'm telling my audience the truth. He's got to buck and weave and dodge and, make up all these excuses and come up with reasons for why they got caught with another fake story. How many fake stories is Third Phase going to get caught with, and how many times is Rich going to come to their defense? Why don't you let them fight their own battles? Why don't you just say, yeah, that video's fake. They shouldn't have done that, like a man. But this is where we're at, and this is where we find ourselves. So I don't think that this person's going to mind us sharing, but I'm still going to cite fair use. This is transformative work. By the way, I'm a terrible show host, so here's what I'm going to do. It's called Astral Citizens, and I'm going to right now, before I forget. See, I sometimes say I'm going to do things and then I forget. So you'll forgive me. I have to do it live on air right now. I'm going to edit my own video description, and I'm going to put his video. I'm just going to put Astral Citizens video. And this way you can go into the description of this video, watch the video in its entirety, and then you can subscribe to him for telling people the truth. Because he's like me. He's a one-man army, apparently, and he's telling people the truth. He's a good investigator, good researcher. We get told there's this whole narrative that Third Phase generated, like, well, now we've got real professional UFO investigators and researchers working on our team. Then why do you keep putting out garbage if there's 5 of you? Why do you keep putting out obvious garbage, fake shit if there's 5 of you that could do the research in 5 minutes in many cases and find out that the video is not what you think it is or saying it is? Every time they see a triangle, it's a TR3B. No other explanation, right? So I've put that in the description of the video. Again, the channel is called Astral Citizens, and besides this video, I've watched a few of his videos. I'm subscribing right now, and I highly recommend that you do as well. All right, we've cited fair use. This is transformative work. We're educating the public about how wrong Rich from Goofon is when he says they don't fake anything. They haven't hoaxed anything in the past 5 years. And again, we're going to get a lot of excuses and language. We're going to see them bobbing and weaving around language. Well, it's not a hoax because we didn't create the video. We just pushed it as something it wasn't. That's not a hoax. We were just wrong. There's always these convenient excuses when Third Phase gets caught with garbage stories. They're garbage peddlers. And by the way, that's another lie. Rich said that I said if he associates with Third Phase, they're hoaxers, so he must be too. Show me a clip, Rich. You can't, because I never said that. He just used that as some bullshit excuse to imply that I had pedophile friends, and I myself may be a pedophile as well. Great job defending third phase. When all else fails, just call the critic a pedo, or imply he may be. That's enough. Just sling that mud on him. Make people wonder, is his friends pedos? Is he a pedo? Great job. All right, this is called Debunking Random Internet UFO Videos. And again, it's by Astral Citizens, who I am really enjoying. I highly recommend.
I have selected randomly.
Oh, wait, 1 second. Let me do this one more time. Sometimes I forget to share the audio. Oh, we got it. Okay. Wasn't aware.
I have selected randomly the first 3 UFO videos that appeared in my feed. 2 videos derived from third phase of moon. No one knows more about UFOs than third phase of moon. According to their About Us information, they have handled thousands of cases from 2008 to today. They share their information with the world through videos on their YouTube channel with nearly 1 million subscribers. They are surrounded by a team of professional UFO investigators to make sure you get the real deal.
We're going to play that again because this is an iconic clip of Rich walking with them. Like, yeah, I'm on the team.
Surrounded by a team of professional UFO investigators.
Surrounded by a team of professional UFO investigators. But somehow they don't know when something is not aliens, right? The only explanation is it must be aliens.
To make sure you get the real deal. Let's begin.
This is Astral Citizens, brought to you by Heathcliff Spencer Peters.
The last time you saw a UFO, you might have believed it. But how easy is it to fake UFO videos? How do you know if they are real or fake? What if they're changing the footage or the narrative? But why would someone fake UFO videos? There are people who are dedicated to fake UFO videos.
I just want to mention that one reason that some people would fake, even if they know that a video that they are in possession of is nothing extraordinary, they will push it and fake it and pretend it's something it's not, simply for money on YouTube. And we're going to see some examples of just how much money Third Phase has made pushing what we can now prove to be 100% not UFOs, 100% not aliens. But they push it as that so that they can make the money.
Let me show you what I mean.
A strange sight in the sky last night over Oahu caught the attention of many people.
What was it? What did people see? We did receive a lot of reports via our reported feature on our website. A lot of viewers wondering what those lights were over West Oahu. West Oahu, hard to tell from his vantage point.
Definitely really unusual to see. They were super bright. I guess I couldn't really get the full gist of it with my camera since it was so far away, but it was really, really bright.
Strange lights spotted over Oahu. It's a video of a UFO sighting over Oahu, Hawaii in 2017. A man named Mashatea woke up at around 2:30 in the morning to get some water, and he saw suddenly bright lights in the sky.
The new best way to make...
Pardon me, friends. I hate when that happens. One second. I will share that again. I should have clipped this whole thing.
But there is nothing strange about this video. The US Army actually confirmed to the news organization that these lights were actually illumination rounds being fired from the training units at night. So what does this video mean? It means that this UFO sighting is false. Even though it looks weird, it's just a bunch of soldiers playing with their toys. Maybe this one is not a hoax, but when it comes to laziness, people do little to nothing to perform research.
Yeah, and this is the point. You can make one phone call to the local military bases and ask them if this was military exercises and find out that it indeed was. And then it's case closed. It's not a UFO. It's not unidentified. You know exactly what it is. But that's not what people do. Because why ruin a good story with doing things like 5 minutes of research? Why ruin a good story you could make money off of by doing 5 minutes of research and debunking it as nothing extraordinary? All you got to do is a lie by omission. And a lie by omission is still a lie. I'm pretty sure they have phones. They could pick up the phone. Any of these people putting out these garbage videos can pick up the phone and ask some questions. None of them do it because it would ruin the capability of making money off of something that looks strange.
Military helicopter, hot pursuit of crashing UFO. The second video appeared on third phase of Moon and they acted, this is something mysterious.
Military helicopter, high pursuit of crashing UFO. Do you see the manipulation here? This is a carefully constructed narrative, clickbaited to get people to click on it so that they could make money off of something that's not extraordinary, something that's indeed pretty ordinary. And I agree with Astral Citizen here with what this actually is. I tracked it down. I didn't feel like getting in an argument with Third Phase or with Rich, who, by the way, Rich was playing this on his show too. Rich was making money off of this bullshit too, this garbage. Because, hey, if Third Phase can make money peddling this garbage, I'm their buddy. They'll let me replay this garbage on my show, and I can make money from it too. That's how this circus works.
But it only took me 5 minutes to figure out what it is.
5 minutes.
I discovered this video the day this video was published, April 14th, 2022. And the day I debunked this video.
By the way, remember Rich said that we have to go back 8 years to catch them pushing fake shit or hoaxes? This is April of 2022. This is last month. Here they are pushing a fake false narrative of something entirely ordinary that they hyped up as a helicopter chasing a crashing UFO. And Rich was on board with this one. Rich was right on board with this one to share it on his show and make money from a false narrative, a manufactured false narrative with no evidence or proof that this was a helicopter chasing a crashing UFO. I call bullshit on this one. And I didn't want to get in a big argument with him. I knew what this video was. I seen him play it on his show, and I just shook my head like, this guy's fallen to the dark side. He's pushing this garbage along with Third Phase. But remember, I'm the bad guy here, and I'm the guy that might have pedo friends, and I may be a pedo myself because I've got facts and evidence, and he's got garbage, manufactured, fake evidence with no backup evidence, no truth to it. There's just no truth to it. So even though some people may argue, well, it's not a hoax. Well, yeah, it is. It's a hoax if you could do 5 minutes of research and find out what it actually is, but you choose not to. There are two possibilities here. Either they did know what it was and they just lied by omission so that they could make the money, or they were so lazy they didn't care to do the 5 minutes of research it took to find out where the video actually came from, what it actually was.
The fire brigade is conducting a fire drill with a firefighting helicopter in Duivels Eiland in Dordrecht, the Netherlands. 4 years ago, the logistic for web shops company Manta Packing was on fire and Dordrecht has been practicing preventive since then. The fact that this took me 5 minutes and Third Phase of Moon just spit this out shows this isn't about their love for ufology, but money. Nothing wrong about making money,
It's all about
but
the
you
cash.
know what I mean.
Praise the
The
cat.
thing is, if you want to publish real UFO videos, you simply don't have a show.
Yeah, I agree with that. If you actually do the work, every time a weird video comes along that may be unidentified, like this bird video is a perfect example. If you actually zoom in on it, you go, there's flapping wings. Most likely, that's a bird. I shouldn't put this out as a UFO. But that's not what people do.
Please note, Third Phase of Moon has been informed about this, but never ever informed their subscribers.
Yeah, and isn't that great? This person, Heathcliff, Spencer Peters, emailed them, and he showed them exactly what that video was. Did they do a retraction? Did they make a video going, gee, we got it wrong? Did they give the money back from that fake false narrative that they were pushing, from that fake false story? Did they give the money back? Of course not. Of course not. They didn't even inform their subscribers that this was fake, that this was just a firefighting exercise and a helicopter. This, my friends, is the definition of a hoax, right? I believe, everybody's got their own set of standards. To me, this is absolutely positively a hoax. If you could go and check what the video actually was in 5 minutes and find out that it was nothing extraordinary, then maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't put it up with a clickbait title like helicopter chasing crashing UFO. You see how they manipulate things to make the money? Do you see how they lie by omission? Do you see how they just conveniently can't do 5 minutes of research to find out what the video is before they run to post it to make the money? That's how this circus works. And Rich, you're a part of this circus now.
The UFOs are not hiding anymore. What is a hoax? Is that when you make a fake video to entice people for money or whatever, ad revenue? No. The meaning of a hoax is to trick into believing or accepting something false as real. That's the definition of hoax.
By that definition, this is a hoax, Rich. Do you remember what you said? If they had hoaxed anything in the past couple of years, I just couldn't associate with them, business-wise at least. But now we're going to see that he's going to make new excuses for this garbage fake story that Third Phase peddled. He's going to bob and weave and come up with some new bullshit to cover why they got caught with this bullshit.
The third video is also a video from Third Phase of Moon and begins with the opening, quote, future, and how Third Phase of Moon rolls out the evidence as it comes in due to the fact of its liquid nature of
how much there is out there and how we receive it on a daily basis. So, guys, I'm just wanting to get your opinions as we roll this tonight with the evidence.
Yeah, this is the cop-out, too. We just want to get your opinions. We don't want to actually do 5 minutes of research ourselves to figure out that the video somebody sent us. And that's another thing. Where is the proof or evidence that people are sending them these videos and they're not manufacturing them still, as many people claim they did for the first, 5 years they were in existence or more, right?
Okay, so I'm going to show you some facts from which I can conclude that this video is a hoax. Number 1, the claim. The video was shot with a drone. 2, the audio of the wind can be heard. 3, you can't hear the noise of the drone motors or propellers at all.
Yeah, they're claiming this is a drone. This is a video from a drone, but there's no drone motor noise.
Which suggests that this was not shot with a drone because drones have loud motors.
Yeah, ask anybody who actually has a camera drone. When you take any video from a camera drone, you can clearly hear the camera drone motor noise in it. You don't hear any of that here. So again, this video was misrepresented as something it isn't.
And propellers that are easily audible in videos taken by drones.
Here's an example. They used a loop of wind. Oh, by the way, just to be clear, I don't know who manipulated this video. Now, again, we're going to get a bunch of excuses from Rich, like somebody sent it to them. They didn't fake the audio in the video they shared. Whoever sent it to them must have did it. Sure. More excuses, but this person could analyze the waveform and show that there is a loop of wind being used in the video. That's manipulation right there to sell a story. That's someone purposefully manipulating a video to make it something it is not. If you got to use sound effects loops to claim that there's wind noise in the video, yeah, there's wind noise in the video. Sure there is, because somebody put it in there with loops. Same loop. Same loop of wind. I mean, you could clearly see it in the waveforms. It's a sound effects loop of wind. And this is something that someone who is manipulating things.
Could you please tell us
Oh,
who
here we
you
go
are?
again. Hold on. 1 second. I'll share it in a moment. We'll get right back to it. Manipulated wind. This is great. Fake wind in a video that they put out claiming, well, you can hear the wind noise. Sure you can, because somebody put it in there. And anybody with an audio editor could look at the waveform and see that it was loops. And actually, I want to applaud this Heathcliff because look how easy this was for him to pick apart, right? That's what a real researcher does. That's what a real investigator does. These guys are not researchers. They're not investigators. They can claim they got a team of professional UFO investigators. If that's the case, that their team sucks. Their team sucks at this. You know, so he shows the manipulation of the audio. Clearly manipulated audio. Exactly the same. Hoax exposed. And I think if people are intentionally misrepresenting the audio in a video file or generating it or manipulating it or, you know, copying and pasting it in there.
4. The blue arrows show the sun direction of the scenario. 5. We can see 2 cars moving. The green arrow shows the sun direction. And that does not match the scenario. 6.
Shadows don't
Shadow
match.
of the flying object does not match the scenario, but matches the green arrows, meaning the cars and the UFO are not real. 7. According to Mr. MBB333, this video material is from Ali Khan, published on his channel on May 24th, 20.
Oh, so here we go. Remember, Rich told you that you can't find videos that they faked or hoaxed for the past 5 years. So far, just in this short period of time, in this past week, we've shown you a highly manipulated or hoaxed video with a clickbait garbage title with no evidence where they claimed it was a TR3B. That was from February. Then we have one from April shown here in Heathcliff's video that, again, was nothing extraordinary, but they clickbait titled it saying it was a helicopter chasing a crashing UFO. That's April. Now we got one from May. And I'm sure if we look through their videos, we could pick one apart from March. So that would be February, March, April, May. There's 3 examples right now. If we want 4 examples, we can go with the garbage story of the S4 pins. And by the way, for those that don't remember, Rich once blasted that guy, UFO Proof or whatever his name is, right? The guy who faked terminal cancer and then stole from his own cancer benefit. He once put that guy on blast for being a criminal and faking terminal cancer. But as soon as Third Phase started milking that guy as a source for a story they could make money from, Rich suddenly jumped to that guy's defense, and he deserves a second chance. This is the manipulation. Anybody that listens to these clowns is being manipulated by them. How does that feel to know that they continually manipulate the stories, manipulate the titles, possibly manipulate the sound, manipulate the videos, possibly manufacture videos out of satellite maps, or people sending them stuff like this do that, and they're too dumb to know that they're being manipulated. I don't buy that they're too dumb. I think that they know. They know it's fake. They don't care as long as they can slap a clickbait title on it and make some money before anybody gets wise to it.
2022. 8. But this video ended first on the channel Alien Planet on January 3rd, 2020.
Yeah, so 2-year-old video, and they're hyping it up as some brand new, startling new information. It's garbage. Somebody's copying and pasting. Do they own the rights? Are they allowed to just copy and paste from other people's created videos? Who knows?
No basic information has been made available, such as when it was recorded, where it was recorded, why was he shooting with a drone, and 2 years later there's no video material available on Ali Khan's channel, for example, with the drone recording, indicating that only this piece of video exists and the rest does not exist.
Amazing.
Time for the animation showcase. I'm going to show you what a shadow should look like. Animation 1.
Yeah, and here he goes on to show you how the shadows in that video are all wrong and that it is manipulated. It is not a real video of a drone. It is most likely a manufactured video made from some animations and manipulating the satellite map to make it appear as though it is being shot from a drone. In other words, this is a garbage video, a garbage CGI'd fake video. Remember they said, oh, any indication of CGI, they didn't know the cars may be CGI. They didn't know this might be a manipulated map, still image that somebody overlaid these things on. And Heathcliff did a great job showing that the shadows are all wrong. And yeah, another fake story, another fake clickbaited garbage story pushed by Third Phase of Moon. And I'm sure Rich will defend this one and come up with excuses for them.
The UFO and the moving cars are CGI.
CGI.
The copyright disclaimer, that's just to scare people away. My work clearly falls under fair use. Let's face it, the people who follow Third Phase of Moon or their team existing of professional UFO investigators just don't care about you.
Oh, he busted Rich's balls.
Including Third Phase of Moon and their highly professional investigative UFO team.
Yeah, how come their highly professional investigative UFO team can't catch this stuff, but any competent researcher or investigator that looks into the videos can prove it pretty quickly? I mean, look at this. This stuff is from April and May. We're at the end of May, and it's already busted as fake clickbait garbage.
At the beginning of the video, I quoted Third Phase of Moon's words for a reason. There is not a shred of responsibility in this channel. It's a deceptive channel. How do we know? Well, we have a word for that. It's called hoaxing. The meaning of a hoax is to trick into believing or accepting something false as real. Nothing more, nothing less. And this is not a new finding. Every debunker.
Do you want to play video games?
Again, how many ads are in this? Jeez. 1 second, friends. Next time, I promise I will just clip the whole video so we can play it ad-free. I apologize. Let me skip the ad and we'll go right back. 1 second. Let me cue it back. All right, we're going to go back. We're citing fair use, transformative work. Thanks to Astral Citizens, we're sharing this beautiful work debunking more garbage from Third Phase of Moon and Rich from Goofon.
What do we know? Well, we have a word for that. It's called hoaxing. The meaning of a hoax is to trick into believing or accepting something false as real. Nothing more, nothing less.
And if we go by Heathcliff's definition of a hoax, which I believe is a fair assessment of what a hoax is, then again, look, what did Rich say? If they have been caught hoaxing things in the past couple of years, he couldn't associate with them, right? Let's play that again.
And it is what it is now. The last 5 years, I've been a part of it for just about 3. If there were any hoaxes by them, I wouldn't be able to associate with them, at least business-wise. If there were any hoaxes by them, I wouldn't be able to associate with them, at least business-wise. And they don't pay me.
All right, back to Heathcliff's excellent video here.
This is
but my point is, Rich is going to shuck. He's going to shuck and jive. He's going to bob and weave around that word hoax. He's going to come up with his own definition of what he meant by them being caught hoaxing something. But according to most people's definition of hoaxing, these are hoaxes. They're clearly manipulated to make people believe that there's something they're not.
Not a new finding. Every debunker, ask every debunker or fact checker or a news outlet, year after year, their claims has been debunked that even the word hoax has become their second last name. Then the professional UFO investigators. They are like housewives. The type of people who watch gossip programs, because one thing they are good at is gossiping about other people because they have no life. They seek drama because they are bored to death, and I can believe that. Some still live with the mummy and stalk female YouTubers because of the level of envy and jealousy. I'm going to tell you the difference between those UFO investigators affiliated with the hoaxes Third Phase of Moon and me. I know how to research, and the quality of my videos is movie production. And here it goes. I'm a lone wolf. I do this all by myself. They just making stuff up. They have no credibility at all. They are no investigators at all. They are just people that allow them to be affiliated with them, with hoaxes, and give a blind eye too easily to explainable videos. I have a name for them. Hoax supporters.
I think that's a fair assessment. If you are knowingly and willingly making excuses for people constantly getting caught, pushing these fake narratives with these clickbait titles, manipulated videos, pretending they're something that they're not, trying to convince people that they're more, extraordinary when they clearly are not, I think that fits. I think that's fair.
That's not an investigator. An investigator finds facts and evidence and then puts it out there for others to see. It makes informed decisions on what they believe or don't believe based on this evidence presented by an actual investigator. Not clowns. I'm an OG on YouTube. I originally started in 2007. I have seen people come and go. I'm going to tell you how Third Phase of Moon works. They visit small UFO YouTube channels during the live stream. And they got really, really horny. And then they see this as an opportunity to get big on YouTube. And they see dollars. One by one, all of them. Most of them promise to change Third Phase of Moon.
Yeah, you notice that? He is clearly locked onto the same thing that I have, is that they are using smaller channels to push this narrative that they have changed and they're doing things the right way now. They may have made some mistakes. It's talking points that they're handing out to these other people. And what do they get in exchange, these people who defend them? They get fed subscribers. They get fed views. And did you hear how Heathcliff said that he is, he's like me. He's a one-man army. He has nobody to answer to. He doesn't have a motive to lie to you. He just follows the facts and shows you what the truth is. And that, my friends, is what you should aspire to. And that's what I aspire to. But these people who are clearly benefiting from their relationship with Third Phase in the form of subscribers and views and help, they're gonna do whatever they have to do to make excuses for Third Phase. And Third Phase of Moon desperately wants something that I believe that I have, and I believe this Heathcliff from Astral Citizens have, and that is integrity. That people can trust when I'm telling you something, it's based on facts and evidence. I'm not just pulling things out of my ass like talking points I was told to tell my audience to save face when Third Phase gets caught faking more shit. And this guy is dangerous too, because he's not affiliated with them. He's not benefiting from a relationship with them.
A sort for alibi to collaborate with them. But that never ever happened throughout the years. Third Phase of Moon tried this on me too. A long time ago.
Look, they try to recruit him too. And by the way, they try to recruit me as well. But they thought I was going to go super cheap, right? Yeah.
And this happened.
Business about UFOs. This whole business about UFOs. This whole business about UFOs. Business. You know, it's basically journalism on this UFO phenomenon without claiming we know exactly what it is.
So, for example, that video of that Michael Jackson move, the Superman video.
Oh yeah, okay.
Is
that a fake video or is that a real video?
Okay, you let
is
me
it a fake video or is it real?
Yeah, let me finish on my own channel. You spent almost 10 minutes on the Superman move, while we all know, even children know at this age, that this is the Michael Jackson move. My opinion, I'm honest, I don't like you guys, what you're doing.
Ask the question in that particular video that you're talking about, the man with the superhuman powers. That.
By the way, this video that he's referencing, they hyped up a random video off of the internet of someone doing something that I'm very familiar with. It's a magic illusion, and it's called the lean. Go look it up, the lean illusion. Michael Jackson is the most famous person who has used this. In fact, I believe I know who created that lean illusion for Michael Jackson. It was Franz Harari, well-known illusionist that is on the caliber of David Copperfield. He's such a great illusionist. Worked for Michael Jackson for a time, brought in a whole bunch of illusions and illusion equipment for Michael Jackson to use in his Victory Tour. And Michael Jackson famously did this lean illusion, but it's a very common illusion. It's in hundreds of magic shows. They had to know that this is just a stage illusion. But they found a random video of somebody doing it, and they claimed that the man had supernatural powers, and they clickbaited that garbage. And apparently this is many years ago, but Heathcliff, Astral Citizen, caught them faking that and hyping that up as something it wasn't as well.
If this could be some kind of trick the guy's pulling off. We said it loud and clear. We didn't say, oh my God.
Could this be a trick? Yeah, go ask any magician. Any magician could look at that and tell you, yes, Third Phase of Moon, that's a magic illusion. That's a trick. It's called the lean. Very famous illusion. You could see it in Las Vegas. You could see it in stage shows all over the country. I can cite for you 15 different magicians off the top of my head who have used that illusion. I never have. One of my friends did. Local in Philadelphia even used that illusion. It's a magic trick. They should have known that, but what did they do? Hyped it up as a guy with superhuman, supernatural powers. He must have Superman powers to be able to pull this off.
We believe that this guy has superhuman powers. We're just looking
What?
at the video and going, this is interesting. Could it be? We never said this is.
There's a cop out. What the hell? Superhuman man displays extraordinary powers. Then they claim it was a military cover-up. Superhuman man displays extraordinary powers, military cover-up. This is from 2017, so I'm sure Rich is going to have a problem with that because that's not within his 5-year. Oh, no, it is, right? That would be within his 5-year window, right? Wouldn't it? Maybe, just about. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That's within your 5-year window. This is another absolutely ridiculous hoax that they took something extremely ordinary, like a guy doing a magic trick, and listen to this. What the hell? Superhuman man displays extraordinary powers, military cover-up. Third phase of moon shares your incredible UFO videos to the world. What the hell? Superhuman man. They claim in the title it was a superhuman man displaying extraordinary powers and that there was a military cover-up. Bullshit. Rich, you going to explain this one away too, Rich? Is this a hoax? Is this bullshit? Is this garbage or what?
What? Ask the questions every time. We say, could this be CGI? Could this be a flare? Or
yeah, here is the cop-outs. You got to have the cop-outs when you get caught pushing something completely ordinary, like a magic trick, as a guy with superhuman powers and a military cover-up.
Or a shooting star.
Come on.
We ask questions all the time.
That question. You don't have to ask that question. Oh, what is it? Superman? You are okay. Blake.
Oh, he hung up.
Blake.
Apparently, Blake couldn't take the heat when questioned about that garbage video that they pushed as something it wasn't.
Yeah, you know what, Blake?
Stick your cock up her ass.
Pardon me for the foul language. We apologize. That's about it for this video. But I encourage you to go and subscribe. So there we have it. We've gotten 3 more examples of garbage stories peddled by Third Phase of Moon. But remember, I'm the bad guy for saying that they're garbage. So that's where we're at. But I do have a little bit more for you. Because Rich is constantly telling people he's going on this, tirade, both on his own channel and on other people's channel, claiming that I lied. I just picked my favorite 10 or 11 lies that he's telling about me right now. So we'll go through them. I'm trying to wrap this up as quickly as possible because honestly, I forgot that it's the last day of the month and it's my birthday, and I still have to make the show's monthly show journal for you Patreon supporters. I haven't missed one yet. I'm going to do that as soon as I end. I'm going to do that. And tonight's broadcast. Number 1, Rich lied and said that I would sue him. Not true. Show me a clip, Rich, where I said I would sue you. Somebody in the live chat suggested that I should sue him for slander or libel. And why did I do that? Or why did they say that? See, he's making excuses now, and he had to take his video down because I informed him that it was a community guideline strike. I didn't say I was going to strike his channel. I didn't say I was going to sue him. Show me a clip of me saying that. But he's going to go on other channels and lie through his teeth, saying that I'm the liar here. That's lie number 1. And here's the clip of what he actually said in regard to the pedo comment. I should be very clear in pointing out, saying something like this is a slimeball thing to do, and they've done it. Or, you know what? I'll play it in a moment. Number 2, lied and said I would strike his channel. Not true. I never said I was going to strike his channel. I did advise him that what he said in that video he was forced to take off of YouTube was a community guidelines strike, because it is. I never said that I would strike his channel myself. I just told him, you know what you did? That's a community guidelines strike, Rich. So he lied and said that I said I would strike his channel. Never happened. Show me a clip. Number 3, lied and said that I had to go back 8 years to find examples of third phase pushing fake shit. No, I used an example from February of 2022, just a few short months ago. Tonight, he's going to keep going. That's one of the talking points, that we haven't faked anything in a long time. And these people that are critics, they have to go back 8 years or 7 years or 5 years to find examples of us faking things. No, I just showed you last week an example from February of 2022. Tonight, we saw an example from April of 2022 and May of 2022 of them pushing fake garbage. So Don't lie through your teeth, Rich, and tell people that we've got to go back 8 years to find examples of third phase pushing shit. They've been pushing shit the whole time that you're working for them, and you're lying through your teeth telling people if they got caught with hoaxing things, I couldn't associate with them. Okay. Number 4, he lied and said that I said that they stole that fake TR3B video. No, I didn't. I never said that Third Phase stole the TR3B video that we caught them with from February 2022, hoaxing or faking or clickbaiting garbage. I never said that they stole it. The original uploader of the video made a video accusing them of stealing it. And by the way, he contacted them, crickets. Number 5, Rich lied and said that I said if you hang out with hoaxers, you must be a hoaxer too. Wrong. I never said that, Rich. Show me the clip. He used me saying if he hangs out with hoaxers, he must be a hoaxer too, as a justification for his pedo comments about perhaps me, Stephen, has friends that are pedos, and apparently that could make me a pedo. Wrong. I never said that. Show me a clip of me saying that, Rich. You can't. That's just bullshit excuse for saying that I may have friends that are pedos and implying that I may be a pedo myself. And just so everybody's aware, they previously called the Out There channel, Third Phase, I'm told, previously called the Out There channel a pedo for being critical of their garbage, hoaxes, or fake stories or clickbait garbage, and for peddling fake manipulated stories. He came out as a critic against them, started showing how they fake shit, and this is fake, and this is fake. Suddenly, Third Phase is calling them a pedo. So I believe that this was intentional. This is part of their game plan. This is part of their playbook. If you can't kill the message, kill the messenger. Imply to everybody or just tell them that he may be a pedo. You know, maybe they're going to call Astral Citizens, this Heathcliff, a pedo next. But oh wait, they can't, because now they're caught using those tactics. And good. I say good for that. And for those, some people said I overreacted. I'm going to play you the clip of what he actually said what Rich said in regard to these pedo comments. And you're going to tell me that I'm the bad guy here for calling him out and saying that that was slimy and a wrong thing to do. I have a wife, I have children, and I volunteer for children's charities. And this dumbass, this bitch, Rich from Goof On, he goes on a public live stream and he says this about me, a guy who has wife and children, a stand-up member of the community who, by the way, I also volunteer for children's charities. You dumbass.
Because you could be friends, Stephen, with a pedophile. You know? What does that make you? A pedophile? Maybe it does.
And I'm sorry, but the analogy, excusers, it doesn't, no. He claims he used that analogy because I said if he hangs out with hoaxers, that makes him a hoaxer too. I never said that. I said if he works for them and constantly defends their fraudery, fakery, and bullshittery, that impedes his reputation. And no one can argue with that. And the fact that Rich, he just spent 2 days putting Jeremy Corbell on blast saying that he's lying and faking shit. First of all, there's no proof yet that Jeremy Corbell actually lied and faked shit. He could have done some research and proved it by calling the military and saying, have you guys been shooting at UFOs every day for weeks now? Or whatever Corbell said. He didn't do any research. He just went and did the Rambling Rich Act, where he's going to just tell you he lied without proving he lied. And where is Rich? Does he have the moral high ground? That's what my point is. My point to him was, if you're going to hang out with Third Phase and constantly defend them and work for them, you don't have the moral high ground to call other people liars or fakers. That's what I said. I didn't say if you hang out with hoaxers, that makes you a hoaxer too. Never said that. Never. Let's get back to the rest of the lies. We'll put my fair use banner down as well. All right. Number 6, he lied and clickbaited people, saying that I was a hoaxer in his video title to cheat views and clickbait people to click on his video. He will not prove that I ever hoaxed anything. He can't prove that because that is a bold-faced lie strictly designed to discredit me. He wants to turn people against me and save face while he and his garbage peddling employers keep making more and more money peddling all this fake shit. Trying to discredit their critics is what they do. They've done it before and they're going to do it again. So no, and you know, listen, this is absolutely manipulation of the audience. This is clickbait garbage. But you know what? He learned it from the best. How do you clickbait? How do you manipulate people into clicking on your video so that you could get more views? Remember, he was busting my balls that I had lower views than him. I don't do shit like this. And I've noticed he does this constantly. He tweaks the video. He puts out one, title. This was the original title, I believe, right? Watch Goof on Live, review of Skinwalker Ranch, Episode 4, UFO Vortexes. And then it says, lying debunkers, worse than hoaxers. Then he changed it to say this, review of Skinwalker Ranch, UFO Vortexes, Truthseekers is a hoaxer. That's what he did. He put that in his title. And I didn't tell him I was going to strike his channel, but I did tell him that could be another community guideline strike, putting that in your title. If you can't indeed prove that I ever hoaxed anything, and he can't. The closest he could come is to lie and say that I hosted a hoaxer in the form of Anjali. I stand by what we did with Anjali. We actually investigated her story, and it's largely because of me and a few other researchers that we know she faked a lot of her story. But this right here is what we can expect from Rambling Rich. He's going to do anything he can to try to get people to click on his videos because he's an intellectual weakling and a coward. He can't argue with me with facts and evidence. And, honestly, I feel sorry for him because he's not smart enough to do this with me. He's just not smart enough to do this with me. But he's going to keep trying, right? Keep on trying, Rich. Terrible thing to call somebody a hoaxer with no evidence or no proof. Why? Because I called his employers hoaxers with evidence and with proof. See, there's the difference, right? All right, number 7. He lied and said I did a terrible job of interviewing Richard Doty because I didn't ask about the Bennowitz case. Again, a bold-faced lie because he cited some time that Richard Doty just popped on for a few minutes with a friend of mine, Eric the Awakening Man, and that was after our first interview. Conveniently, he left out when he was talking shit on me or forgot to tell everybody that while he was talking shit on me that in my original interview with Doty, and by the way, that's in the description of this video, if you want to listen to that, you can clearly see that I asked many questions about that whole event. So he lied to everyone again, or at least attempted to alter history and facts to fit his narrative. What's his narrative? I'm a bad researcher. I'm a bad investigator. I'm the bad guy here for pointing out that his buddies, third phase, are constantly faking shit. Number 8, he lied and claimed I hosted Anjali, who was a hoaxer. Wrong. I did host her. I investigated her, and with the help of some other researchers, I got that interview and proved that she was lying about most of her entire experience, and her original story was filled with lies, embellishments, inaccuracies, and fabrications. That was good work. He has no work like that because he doesn't investigate anything. All he does is shit talk other people and talk over everyone else's actual work. Why? Because he's Rambling Rich and he has no investigations of his own to share. None. Number 9, he lied and made excuses for them pretending to be in an entirely other country. Third phase. He lied and said a guy who faked terminal cancer was suddenly credible after he first put him on blast when he previously trashed that guy. That was before third phase started making money off of a probable criminal and drug addict. He lied and made excuses for the TR3B video. And hey, I'm sure he's going to lie and make excuses for third phase for the 3 fake stories we've shown that they pushed tonight. Number 10, he lied and said if I had been hoaxing anything these past few years, he wouldn't associate with them. He stood there on a webcam and a microphone, and he said, if third phase had been hoaxing anything these past few years, I wouldn't associate with them. Now we're going to see the excuses come. We're going to see play with words. Well, is it really a hoax what they did, or was it just a mistake and they're sorry they made a mistake? Next, he lied. This is the most important part of this whole thing, this disagreement between the two of us. He lied and said, I started this. And no, the timeline is very clear, Rich. You lied to make things fit your narrative and gain sympathy, like I started this disagreement between the two of us. I didn't start any disagreement between the two of us. No. I had an argument with Third Phase of Moon aliens on Alien Sciences channel. You weren't even there, and to the best of my recollection, I didn't even mention you. That was an argument between me and Third Phase of Moon, not you. That was May 19th. On May 22nd and May 23rd on your show, you put me on blast, making up all kinds of shit and making all kinds of excuses for Third Phase and blaming me. Your cavalcade of lies really did begin there, Rich. And I had an argument or disagreement with Third Phase May 19th. The timeline is very clear. You chose to get involved and put me on blast several days later. You chose to start this disagreement between the two of us. Before that, I would tell him to his face, I think you're doing more harm than good to yourself being involved with these people. But, I did try to pull punches and not be, nasty about it publicly to him, because I figured he must really need the money to get involved with these Third Phase clowns and let them become his puppet overlords. You didn't have to put me on blast, Rich. You chose to do that. So no, Rich, you started this disagreement between us. It wasn't me. My disagreement was with Third Phase on May 19th. And on the 22nd and 23rd, you put me on blast. You attempted to paint me as the bad guy simply for pointing out that Third Phase peddles garbage, fake information, misinformation, hoaxes, and UFO fairy tales. And that's where we're at, and that's where I find myself, friends. So, I apologize if I missed any of the super chats. We'll check in with the super chats and the PayPal donators. And look, it's unfortunate that this had to happen, but he chose this path by putting me on blast, by defending his puppet overlords. Those are his employers. He's going to defend them no matter what. Remember what I predicted? Now we've got 3 or 4 more examples of them peddling fake garbage stories. What's he going to do? Probably wait to get his talking points for how to explain each one, whatever Third Phase says, like, here's the excuses for this fake story, here's the excuses for this fake story. That's a hell I wouldn't wish on anybody. Good luck climbing out of this shithole that you created for yourself. Right? That's where we're at. All right. 1 second here. Let me check in, and we'll check in with the live chat. Questions or comments for me, please put them in all capital letters. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, that's very nice of you. You didn't have to do that. So we have Astral Citizens, who is here in the live chat with a kind and generous €10. He says, you never walk alone. Happy birthday, Steve. Yeah, let's talk off air. I'd like to have you here as a guest. I'll come on your show as a guest. Whatever we have to do. But I really appreciate what you did. I think that was very fact-based and evidence-based. Oh, yeah, we'll see. Rich from Goofon is a lowlife. It is inexcusable to have inferred that about truth seekers. Simply disgusting. Yeah, and he would rather you forget it. But I'm not going to let him forget it. I'm not going to let him forget it. Just so everybody understands, I have a wife. I have children. I'm an upstanding member of the community. I have neighbors. I have family, some of which are into conspiracy land and may hear this shit. And I volunteer for children's charities. And I believe he knew all of this. He knew all of this when he made this comment. Let's play it one more time.
Because you could be friends, Stephen, with a pedophile. What does that make you? A pedophile? Maybe it does.
You see the malice and the anger in his face right there? Honestly, when I saw that, I was like, there it is, right there. That's Rich from Goofon falling to the dark side. Right there, right now. That wasn't him using some example. And by the way, could have used any other example in the world. I could be a thief. I could be I don't know. I could be a murderer even would be better than the example that he used, right? But I'm the bad guy, right? He calls me to the dark side. I know. They try to recruit me, and I said no because I did not want to lose my objectivity. I did not want to lose my objectivity. I did not want to suddenly start having to defend Third Phase of Moon because they're giving me a little bit of money or a little bit of subscribers or a little bit of views or whatever. To me, it's not worth losing all integrity. Ghost Rider says, I stopped watching Goof On when he was corbelling the Google Maps nonsense with the Kyle guy. Yeah, and let's remember that Kyle guy was the devil. He was a low-life scumball, Rich. Put him on blast. He was a low-life scumball that faked terminal cancer. All of a sudden, when there's a story that Rich and Third Phase could make money from, suddenly that guy was a good guy again. Isn't that convenient? Talk about manipulation. And you know what? I'm over all this. I'm kind of laughing about it now. It's my birthday. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. I'm smelling good. Today I ate real good. My wife got me a cheesecake. The kids had cheesecake and cupcakes. We had a really nice time. And, I'm sort of beyond being pissed off about all this because I'm laughing at this and the hole that this dumbass dug for himself. Because ask anybody that knows me, like, I will go to the ends of the earth to help my friends. I really will. But once you burn me, especially like that, holy shit, I will cut you out of my life like a cancer. And really, I always say this. Sometimes I'm quick to anger, but quick to forgive. Astral Citizens. Yeah, and so same for Lionsgate. I used Lionsgate information when I ran a story on my channel here about the cancer hoaxer. And it turns out that the story gets even worse because some people are in possession of letters from his girlfriend talking about how he is a mess and doing heroin and can't take care of their child, and she has to work all day and all he does is do heroin and all this stuff. It's a terribly sad story. I could share those, but I thought that's a sad enough story. I don't want to pile on, right? Yeah, Jerry says showed himself badly on that one. No coming back from that one. Yeah, and then, listen, after all this shit talking, he did sort of sideways apologize. You're going to tell 10 or more lies about me and then, go, but I'm really sorry that this happened. I apologize to him. After you lied like hell and talked all this shit, you think you're just going to apologize and get away? Like, you're just going to scurry off, right? You're just going to weasel off after you said all that shit and lied 10 times and made me the bad guy, telling everybody I started this shit. I didn't start nothing. I did start the argument with Third Phase. Astral Citizen says, the moment they exposed him, my cousin died of cancer, and they mocked me for that. That's terrible. Yeah, I lost several family members to cancer, so I feel for you, Heathcliff. What a cool name, too. Heathcliff. I've never had... I've in the United States, look up Heathcliff, Astral Citizen. I mean, I know it's a real name, but I've never known anybody that was actually named that. It's a great name. The Sixth Sense. People that do are only out for one thing: to destroy someone, Ventral. And then he played it off like he didn't intend it. Yeah, right. He totally did. No, I think that was intentional. I think that was entirely intentional to throw mud on me. Yeah. Heathcliff was another cat, a cartoon cat, like Garfield. I think Garfield was much more popular, but Heathcliff was in the Sunday comics every day when I was growing up. Lord Ludicrous welcoming Solar Marshall. So any comments or questions for me, please put them in all capital letters. Yeah, he said it was a bad choice of words, but he could have used 1,000 other words. And knowing that I have a wife and children and using that as an example, and again, they have a history of that. The Third Phase of Moon apparently called another of their critics a pedophile. So I think that's in the playbook. That's what I think. And that's my opinion. That's my speculation. I'm entitled to my opinion about what happened. I'm sorry to hear that, John P. Adventures. Says his father died of cancer. Yeah, my grandfather died of lung cancer. And Mark Toronto, yeah, many people are affected by cancer. So for somebody to fake terminal cancer to make some money, that is just low down, slimy ass shit. I like this. Hoax Team 10 laughed at 3 hoaxes by noon when they offered him a job. I gotta talk to him about that. Yeah, so it's been a long day, friends. We're going to bounce on out of here, and what I'm going to do is tomorrow night we have an interview scheduled at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. By the way, my children are going to be out of school, and we may switch to an earlier time soon. But for right now, we're going to stay at the 9 p.m. We're going to stay at the 9 p.m. time zone. Tomorrow night at 9 p.m., my friend from across the pond, we're going to be speaking with Rich UFO Tech and getting his perspective, being from Great Britain. What I was surprised to hear that things are so different there, right? Stephen, he claimed just because you had Angelia on your show, you automatically supported her. Well, wait, he had Fessler on his show, so what does that mean? He is a bigot and a clown. Yeah, I'm trying to move on from this, right? Hey, Solar Marshall, happy birthday, Steve. I'm with you all the way. Thank you. I appreciate your support, Solar Marshall. Yeah, so we're going to bounce on out of here. If you're a Patreon member, you should know that I have I'm going to do the monthly show journal for the Patreon supporters as soon as I end this broadcast. Robert Redmond says, have a great rest of your birthday. Yes, I will. I had a great time with my children. My son gave me these sunglasses, which I thought was a very thoughtful gift because he knew they were just like the ones that I use. These are the glasses that I prefer. Some people call them amber vision glasses because just enough. Rich stole a saying of mine. I was posting everywhere for a video title, and it felt icky, but I ain't running after him. Bigger things and all. Yeah, hope you're doing well. Sometimes you just let things go. But, I mean, when somebody reaches the point of 10 lies, they've got 10 or 12 lies about you that they're pushing in a narrative form, it's almost like this was manufactured, manufactured and a narrative. I'm the bad guy here. I started it all. He only said the pedo comment because I said if he hangs out with hoaxers, he's a hoaxer too. And I never said that. That's a bad excuse for using that pedo comment. Yeah, Robert, it was sweet and thoughtful of him. His mom said that he insisted. He was so excited when he saw these glasses, right? Ventral, can we get Trixie on the show? Absolutely. Actually, we've got a UFO report from Trixie, but I think you mean her as a guest. So, yeah, we'll do that. But for right now, here's a UFO report from Trixie just for you, Ventral.
This is an exclusive just coming in from our UFO exclusive desk here at Truth Seekers. Suspicious lights have been spotted above the White House, and I need you all to get out your telescopes and point them in the direction of the White House, because I think you are going to see something absolutely incredible and totally real. That sounds like such a plausible story that us on Truth Seekers have just got to cover it. Back to you, Stephen.
There's a UFO report from Trixie just for you. Pragmagic wishing me a happy birthday. Yeah, thanks everybody for all the birthday wishes. I had another great birthday. I survived above ground for another year. That's always reason to celebrate, especially because I had a life-threatening illness not long ago that some of you may know caused the paralysis in one of my eyes. But I walked away. I'm still breathing. Interestingly, I had to explain to my son that what was going on with my eye. He finally realized that one of my eyes was not quite right, but he took it very well. I just said, hey, some people have things that are not the same. Also, today, my son started trying to fly drones, which was exciting. Robert Redmond with a kind and generous $2 super sticker. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of the show. Much, much appreciated. Praise the cash, friends.
This is Trixie from Truthseekers, thanking you for your generosity. I'm gonna praise the cash so hard, I'm gonna teleport myself on board a sexy tic-tac UFO. Thank you for your generosity.
Thank you. Much, much appreciated. And I know that there will be new episodes of UFO's Got Talent. And Robert Redmond says, praise the cash. Yes, absolutely, Wes, with birthday wishes. Thank you all. I got so many birthday wishes today, especially on Facebook. It was just all day long notifications. I turned my phone off with the notifications because it was just going boop, 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 boop all day. But Cloudy with a Chance of UFOs. Happy birthday, Stephen. Very kind of you. I had just a wonderful birthday. I'm very blessed with 2 beautiful children and a beautiful wife. She got me a card and some gifts with the boys, and it was very it's kind of relaxing. We just had dinner and, cheesecake and some cupcakes for the boys. You got to have both. They'll eat the cheesecake and the cupcakes. I'm not a cupcake guy. I've never liked regular birthday cake. So every year my wife gets a cheesecake for me because that's my favorite thing that's my favorite dessert in the universe. Yeah, and 6 Sense recognizing. Special thanks to Astral Citizens, debunking random internet UFO videos. Astral Citizens' YouTube channel is here. And we put the video in the description of our video. So go on over there and subscribe if you want to get people that will give you real facts, real evidence, and not garbage. Ghost Rider says happy birthday. Thank you. Yeah, John P. Adventures, have a relaxing time. You deserve some holiday. Well, my wife also got me a birthday 6-pack of one of my favorite beers is just Sam Adams Boston Lager. That's the only beer that I ever buy that you need a bottle opener for, and I couldn't find one. She found that too. So I've got a 6-pack waiting for me. I'm going to make the Patreon video, and we're going to roll on out of May. Already in June here. I can't believe it. I've got just a few more weekends to get the cabin ready before we're there every weekend, so I'm racing with that. That's another thing. Tell us about your birthday cake. It was cheesecake, like a variety cheesecake, it's one of those cheesecakes. I don't know if they have them where you're at, but where we're at, you get this big cheesecake, and it's got a couple of slices of cherry cheesecake, a couple of slices of chocolate cheesecake, a couple of slices of some other kind of cheesecake, and it's all in one thing, so everybody can have whatever kind of cheesecake they like. It's my favorite. I had a fight with my son over the cherry cheesecake thing, but we shared. It's okay. Yeah, that is. It's really loaded, right? Try Dutch. Yeah, I'd like that. Jason says, I've seen his bad side for a long time. It comes off in little things he says all the time. Well, best of luck to him, but he's lost any support that he once had from me. And I'm kind of glad, though, because I'm happy now. I don't have to he's got to make excuses for third phase of moon. And there was a time there that I had to make excuses for him making excuses for third phase of moon to keep whatever kind of peace. Yeah. I'm just glad I don't have to make excuses for anybody anymore. I'm a one-man army here, a lot like Heathcliff from Astral Citizens. I do my own research. We actually do investigatory work. Cosmic Neighbor says, there are so many different words he could have used. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Cosmic Neighbors, look on my Twitter. You'll see the first alien bust that I printed. But I had a problem with that 3D. I had me and my neighbor, really. Anyway, I had a problem with the lattice printing a 3D alien bust with the glow-in-the-dark filament. So we had to print it solid, but it is heavy. And it almost tips over when you put it. It's so heavy. Look on my Twitter. You'll see the first alien bust that I did with the with the bigger print. We actually did it with the bigger printer, but we could have done it, I think, with the smaller one that I got from you. We've got both of them set up and constantly printing now. You'll be happy to hear. Yeah, that's my team. My team is Stephen and family. The only people that I really answer to or care about are my children or my wife. Everybody else, get in line, right? Get in line. But this is where we're at, and this is where we find ourselves. And sometimes you just grow beyond certain people, and you just say, he can't go where we're going here. He can't. And that's another thing. Every time that he puts somebody on blast or calls somebody a faker, a fraud, or a bullshitter, a hoaxer, that he's handed them the perfect defense. All anybody he is ever critical of has to say is, but you work for Third Phase, so your opinion is garbage and doesn't matter, right? And I get he says he's been in this for 18 years or so. Well, where is all your work? I don't mean talking. I mean actual work you've done, I don't know. But it is what it is, and this is where we find ourselves. And like I said, he can't go where we're going. Nobody owns me. I can tell people the truth. I can tell my audience the truth. He can't say that. He has to make up bullshit excuses for these people. Must really need the money. And, that's another thing I'm thankful for. I think it would be kind of hell to try to wake up every day and I got to find some UFO bullshit or I'm not going to eat today. I'm not sure which video you're referencing, Cosmic Neighbors. I think so, though. I think I did, and we may have used that already. Let me see. Unless you sent it just in the last couple of hours while we've been broadcasting. I'm not aware of what video you're talking about. So, no, I don't see anything new from you. And I think I know what you're talking about. So, yeah. Steven's team rocks. Yeah, we're B. Baker says apologizing for Third Phase Moon is a full-time job. Oh, the Corbell one. No, send it to me again. I don't think that I did get it. Did you made your own cut or edit of it? Yeah, send it to me again. We'll do it tomorrow. John P. Adventures, you said it. You're a one-man team. Yeah, and, that's what makes people like me or Astral Citizens dangerous, because we're not, beholden to anybody. I don't have to make excuses when people put out fake shit. I could just sit here and tell you the truth. This is fake shit, and here's why. It's got to be a special hell on earth, and right now he's probably he's probably on the phone right now, right? How are we going to damage control this one? We can't call him a pedo again. That didn't go well. That turned people against me. I can't imply that he may be a pedo or have pedo friends again. How are we going to battle this back? And what narrative are we going to tell now? Now, I predicted last week, if I find a whole bunch of more fake shit that Third Phase of Moon pushed, he's going to make excuses for it all. Right? Yeah. So, I'm good. Like I said, I'm looking good. I'm smelling good. I'm feeling good. I'm about to be feeling better once I get this Boston Lager in me. Can't not like Sam Adams. That guy's a genius, man. There's something about that beer. It's just worlds above everything else. It's one of my favorites. That and Yinling Lager are my two go-tos, but I'm getting too fat, so I'm not drinking Yinling Lager anymore. I'm drinking Grody light beer, which to me, light beer tastes like regular beer somebody just poured half of it out and poured water into. And it tastes like that too, and I can't get over that. I just can't. I'm not a fan of light beer, but I'm also not a fan of getting fat. So, it's a constant battle here. Once in a while, I have a few real beers to start, and then I switch to the light beer. I'm trying to find, I can never find the exit bumper here. Now I got it. All right, so today is my birthday. It's almost 11 p.m. I got to hurry up and make this Patreon video for this month's show journal. I haven't missed one yet, and I refuse to miss one. Next month, I'm going to be sure to do a lot more Patreon benefits. And by the way, if you're a member, I'll be posting that in our members section here. There's a join button now, and you get, if you're a Patreon member, it's $1 a month or more, and you get some extra content and goodies over on Patreon. But if you're a channel member, I post those very same links in our members section here, and you get additional benefits. That's $5 a month. And I want to thank all of our kind and generous benefactors, people from all over the world who appreciate a independent, real voice that is not bought off and paid for, that doesn't have an agenda, that is not pushing a false narrative. The one thing I wanted to include that I forgot about is that we can show you, for example, that fake video that they said was a helicopter chasing a crashing UFO got 50,000 views. That means they made, I believe, somewhere between $400 and $500 just from that fake video. So there's the motive right there. They know, especially after tonight, that that's a fake video. Will they take that fake video down? No, probably not. Keep it up. Get some more views on that shit. They've already made most of their money, though. The $400 or $500 came from that fake video. That was not a helicopter chasing a crashed UFO. It was a fire exercise. And that's just one example. How much money did they make from the fake pin story? How much money did they make from the Superman doing the lean? It's a magic trick. Look it up. At some point, you got to say this is not simply negligence. The reason they're making all this money with this fake shit, it's most likely, in my opinion, intentional. They leave out facts and evidence. They craft a narrative. They craft a fake garbage clickbait title that people are going to click on to see what it's about, and they know it's not what they're saying it is, in my opinion. And I don't know. I just don't understand it. The one thing that, and it's unfortunate because, they can make more money with one fake garbage project like the ones I've described than I can make here all month. But I have this handicap. I can't lie to you, and I can't clickbait stuff I know is not what I'm saying it is. We don't do that here. It makes me sad. That does make me sad. They can do one garbage video and make more money than I can make in a month off of YouTube. And that's unfortunate. But the one thing that makes me feel better is that, you know how they're recruiting other channels and manipulating other channels and using other show hosts to push their narrative that they've changed and they're doing better now and they're getting better at this and they're going to try to do it the right way. They're buying support. And the reason they're doing that is because they desperately want something they can never have: integrity. People know they're garbage peddlers. And no matter what narrative they try to push, they started as garbage peddlers and clickbaiters, they're going to end that way because that's all they know. That fake narrative that Rich and others try to push, that they've really tried to change and do better, falls apart under scrutiny. Just tonight and last week, we've seen a fake garbage story they peddled from February. We've seen one from April, one from May. I'm going to go look for a March one so we can have a 4 in the set. And then there's the other older examples. No, you haven't changed. You've just gotten better at pretending that you're credible. You're not, and you never will be. You won't put that toothpaste back in the bottle. You start as a hoaxer, you end as a hoaxer. You're not doing that much damage control to get around all of this. And unfortunately, Rich has decided to, hitch his trailer to that dying horse. Good luck with that. So I'm going to bounce on out of here. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time with my friend from across the pond, a different Rich. Yeah. I hope you will join us. So until next time, friends, my name is Stephen Cambion. Good night, and God bless all of you. Even you, Rich. I hope you find a road to redemption But you're not going to find that road making excuses for all this fakery, fraudery, and bullshittery. Good night.